Hi everybody, it's Matt here for another Škoda We Love Cycling podcast. Now, on this particular podcast, we've got a mountain biking theme, and I'm speaking to Kathrin Stirnemann. She's one of the coaches at the Swiss Mountain Bike Federation. We talk about the recent World Championships and the success they had there as part of the Swiss team. We talk about the fans of mountain biking, why they're so different and so special. We also talk about the joy of mud and a lot of other stuff that might actually get you a little bit hooked or even tempt you to start mountain biking yourself. That's if you don't already do. Kathrin Stirnemann, lovely to have you on the We Love Cycling Škoda podcast. How are you?
Good, thanks for the invitation.
No problem at all. Can you just tell us where in the world you are?
I'm actually at home. I'm in Switzerland, based in Grenchen. So it's pretty much in the middle of Switzerland.
Gorgeous. I have been there before. It's very, very lovely, actually. I was in Switzerland recently. One of my favourite places to ride a bike. But recently, of course, well, just a bit of an introduction. You're one of the Swiss national coaches for mountain biking. And of course, you've just had the UCI World Mountain Bike Championships recently with a lot of success for the Swiss team. How are you feeling? Are you drained? Are you tired? Are you excited? Or how is it after such a big championships?
Well, yeah, I am. Honestly, I am a bit tired, but it was such a cool 2 weeks. First with the World Championships at home, huge home crowd, and then followed by Lenzerheide World Cup, which was even crazier, the crowd. And I mean, Alessandra won the race, so Nino had his last race. It was, super exciting 2 weeks.
I want to dig a little bit into what you did previously, because I was looking back at your biography and you rode a lot on the road previously as a professional. So how did you end up doing what you're doing now, being the national coach for mountain biking? Tell us about your journey to get to where you are now.
Well, I actually did my first mountain bike race when I was 5 years old.
Wow, that is young. Okay.
And my dad, he taught me and my brother just to play with the bike. We went outside, other kids were playing football or whatever, and we just rode our bikes. And we basically both grew up on the bike. We started doing racing all on mountain bike side until I was probably 28 when I did my first also road race. I did a TTT World Champs in Yorkshire.
Oh, yes.
That was my debut. And so I also did some road at the end of my career. But most part I was on the mountain bike. And during my last years of my career, I started to do the coaching education already. And when I told Eddie Telzer, my national coach back then, that I will stop, he told me, okay, I need you on board. I need help in the national team. And I took over the junior girls back then. And now, since this year, I also took over the elite and under 23 girls. So whole women team now, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah. Just before we talk about your role now, then, why was mountain biking so important to you? Why did you love mountain biking so much? I've mountain biked a lot in the past. I think it's amazing. But for you personally, why is this particular side of our sport so special to you?
I just love it that I can start wherever I am from my front door. So I take my bike. I mean, it doesn't matter where you are on the world. You just go out and ride your bike. You explore new places. You're in the nature. And I'm also a bit addicted to speed. So I like to go fast. And that's why I love it.
And what about now then? Describe the World Championships, because you had 2 world champions, didn't you? Was it Alessandra and Finn as well took the title? What was it like as a coach seeing that success? I mean, I know it's not all about success, but a home World Championships is a measure, isn't it, of how well you're doing? But what's the thing that you enjoy most about your job now?
Well, especially about World Champs now, for me, I mean, it's amazing if you win titles and medals, but also seeing young riders growing and handling that pressure of home World Championships. I mean, I saw them during the whole preparation, and that makes me proud that then at the day of the race they can go out, enjoy, and do their best on that day. And that's what I really enjoy, to bring people in the best possible way until the start line, and then they are on their own in the race. But yeah, so that's what I really like.
And when you're training, do you like to get out and train with them, especially from the technical sides? Because mountain biking, of course, obviously massively physical, but the technical side is so important. Is that something that you are very hands-on doing?
Yeah, I think it's so important to be a skilled rider technically. And I also love to go out riding with them, to show them how to ride a line or tricky parts. And but it also means that I personally have to stay fit.
Yep. Okay.
Ride my bike a lot. I ride a lot with my husband. We ride a lot on the e-bike, and that's how I keep myself fit, and also always keep working on my own skills to teach them later.
Because to me, I mean, I'm mostly focused on the road, but I do keep an eye on the mountain biking and the cyclocross. It seems to me the skill level now is incredible from the youngsters. Every year they're doing more and more incredible things. Is that quite hard for you to keep up with how naturally talented these kids are, these youngsters?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make it easy to keep up, honestly, but it's also a good challenge for myself. And it's really impressive how they get into the national team when they are, 17, 18 years old, what skills they bring already. And it shows that the future of the sport is really, you have to be technically really good. You have to be able to ride efficient. And you also have to work on the setup of the bike. You have to take care of suspension setup, tire pressure, tire choice, whatever. Yeah, it keeps more and more important. It's getting more and more important.
And what about the World Championships themselves then? Just describe the atmosphere, because I saw a lot of the footage. It did look amazing, because we talk about the fans in our sport across road and mountain biking, and they are very special. But the mountain bike crowd is just a little bit different than the road crowd, isn't it? There's an overlap clearly, but it's a very different, unique experience. Just describe what that's like.
Well, I mean, especially now, home world champs, it doesn't matter if they know you, but they recognize you because you're wearing the Swiss jersey. So just when a Swiss rider passes, it's getting loud. And because there were people all over the course, it was just loud everywhere, which, is super exciting and also motivating for the riders. And then, the fans, they bring, I don't know, chainsaws and instruments or whatever. So to be even louder, which, sometimes it's actually too loud for me as a coach to also give advices during the races. I also have to find my quiet spot to coach during the races. But the riders they loved it. And also for me, it was goosebumps moments.
Brilliant stuff. And what about the course design? Do you at any point on a local level, I'd imagine you're involved a lot in the training of these young athletes, but do you get involved at any point in designing courses? Is that something that interests you, or is that not what you're directly involved with?
Well, when we had training days in Gromontana, we tried to give some feedbacks to the track builders. But in general, I'm not super involved in that stuff. We try to build some tracks for training when we are in Tuscany, or also some places in Switzerland where we are allowed to also build new sections to train it. That's what I actually like, to find spots that are tricky to ride and then bring the riders there for training, to challenge them, but not really racing courses.
Right. And what about your own? What was the high point of this year's World Championships for you personally? Obviously the whole event, but what was the bit that made you feel the most satisfied as a coach?
Yeah, it was actually the Sunday when the under 23 girls finished their race, because it was like all the women races were done. And I was really proud on everyone, because everyone gave their best in the race, and everyone, could also somehow enjoy the home crowd. And we also, it was Linda Indergan's last elite race, so we also did a champagne shower in the finish. And then the under 23s on Sunday, they were all 7 riders in the top 18. They all had an amazing day out riding, and just made me really proud as a coach, and also showed that we did probably a lot of things right in the preparation.
Oh, clearly. I mean, you got a lot of medals as well across all the different age disciplines as well, didn't you? Which must have been very satisfying. Earlier on, you touched on Nino Schurter as well. I mean, what can you say about that guy? I did see, he said his last race at Lenzheide was going to be a lap of honour. He wasn't really going to race it. That must have been very special as well, because he's been an absolute legend of the sport, hasn't he?
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, Lenzerheide, it was the front guys, or the front of the race, it was super loud, and then it took a while, and then Nino came and it was even louder. So yeah, everyone celebrated his career, and it's amazing what he won, and his personality as an athlete is really outstanding. And he actually joined our preparation camp with the women before World Champs, because he preferred to stay in the area in Wallis, and so he joined us as the only man. And it was quite funny, and it was also nice for the young riders to sit on the table, have dinner with him, and talk about other stuff than just cycling or training. Yeah, it was really nice to have him there, and I mean, really great career and great athlete.
That's really generous of him, isn't it? And inspirational, because one thing that I'd like to ask you is, now, road cycling and mountain biking, lots of similarities, lots of differences. Road cycling more of a team sport, mountain biking less so. But how do you still bond a national team? Because they're obviously riding for themselves, but still for their national team. It's quite different than road cycling, isn't it? So how do you cope with that as a coach? The individual element, everybody's got their own ambition, but still you're part of a collective unit. Just describe what that's like to manage.
It's for sure easier to handle the younger riders as a team, and also having them maybe even trying to do team tactics in a race. Once they are in elite, they have their own contracts.
Sure.
I mean, they race for their brands, and they are wearing the national team kit. But I mean, in the end, everyone wants to win for themselves. That's what you say. It's the biggest difference to road. So it's not so easy, but I think I just tried this time that we go out before the start. We show up as 7 Swiss riders, 7 strong personalities, strong riders, show up as a team before, and then for sure during the race, taking care of each other. Don't T-bone each other or whatever. But about team tactics, I think in elite racing, it's a tricky thing to do.
And everybody obviously understands that, don't they? But it's always interesting, the dynamics I find within teams. But what about this versatility? And correct me if I'm wrong, but the versatility, the amount of road riders that we're seeing doing, well, good mountain bikers that are doing a bit of road, Alan Hathley, for example, Van der Poel, Pidcock. What's your view on the versatility of riders now coming through, especially young riders? Would you encourage a young rider who wants to do mountain biking to go and do other elements of the sport as well, to keep them mentally fresh? What's your view on that? Because there's still a real distinction. And a little bit of a crossover, but I think my view as young riders, you should go out and try everything and then settle on the one you love the most. What's your thoughts on that? Yeah,
I agree. I mean, I think especially the road is really a good education for every mountain bike rider as well. Because then we have also races that are really fast, that are tactical, and you have to be able to read also the races, read your read the other athletes, and I think that's something you can really learn on the road. Also, for the training, for sure, it's good to do stage races on the road just to get a really hard block of training, actually, or racing. But
Yeah.
for sure, it helps also for mountain biking. It's not always easy to find the best races to do that, compared with the mountain bike calendar in one way, and the other way to have also the possibility to race in a team on the road. But yeah, for sure, I think it's important, especially for young riders, to educate them also on the road.
Yeah. And a bit more generally now, I know part of Škoda's campaign is called Find Your Adventure, and they've done a few ads now about just embracing the mud. What would your advice be to somebody who, or how would you try and persuade somebody to get into mountain biking with maybe that in mind? Because I guess some people new to cycling wouldn't want to do that, but it is a lot of fun, isn't it? Getting really muddy on a bike and just getting out there into nature, isn't it? So say I'm a person who didn't really know much about mountain biking. Sell me your sport. What's the best thing about it? How would you persuade somebody to become, or at least try mountain biking?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter if you get dirty, you don't die from it or whatever.
Exactly.
It's just annoying to get clean everything again, and that's the annoying part of it. But I mean, mountain biking is just, you can do it in every weather, all over the world. Go out, find trails, and being in the nature, exploring new places. And then about racing, weather isn't, I mean, you cannot choose the weather. You have to go out in every weather. And honestly, we have the best training sessions always in muddy conditions, because, of course, everyone is not so motivated to start the training, but once we are out, once we are wet and muddy, it's fun.
Yeah.
And I love it.
It's I can see by the smile on your face that you really, really do. It is a very, very special sport. I mean, what about the future then? The future of Swiss mountain biking and mountain biking in general, because it was very popular. Then it had a few difficult years. It seems to be on the ascendancy again. Generally, we've got the UCI World Cup as well. I mean, what are your thoughts on the sport in more general terms as we move into the next couple of years?
Yeah, I think it's really important that we have also the under 23 category in the World Cup included, together with the elites, that they already have to race on these courses, race basically on a similar level of technical skills. And also for the younger riders, even under or below under 23, it's important that we have enough races, and that's sometimes getting a little problem, because especially in Switzerland, it's not so easy to get nice race courses which are technically hard, not just grass and gravel riding. So we need to have events that are also tricky and to get better. So that's for sure one thing we have to keep working on. It's not especially my job now at the moment, but I think that's really important, that we have good races, a good cup. We have the Swiss Cup in Switzerland, now also Bike Revolution. So that's a really important part to also keep motivating the young riders. And also the teams. I mean, it's important that teams have development teams, that younger riders can grow up in a professional or kind of professional structure already, to get the support also for the travels, because the World Cup is more global now. Not only it was a bit more in Europe the last years, but it's getting more global now, which I think is good, but also financially it's harder for the teams. So it's important that we also have development teams. Otherwise, we will get to the point where all the elite riders stop and there is no youngsters coming up. But I don't think it's going to happen. But
that's. And what about as a last word? How would you persuade? What advice would you give somebody who wanted to come into mountain biking and they didn't really know much about it? What would somebody at grassroots level? What advice would you give to somebody who said, like, I'm thinking of getting a mountain bike. What do I do? What would you say to that person? Oh, old or young, really, just anybody.
Just have fun, go out in every weather, and ride maybe in a group, ride with other riders who are maybe already better skilled to get better, find a club to go riding, and then start doing some races. Have fun,
Yeah.
and if you're good in the races, for sure, someone will come and tell you, join my group, join my team, or whatever. So it's a big family.
It is indeed. And I can tell you that all but 20, 30 years ago, some of the best fun I've ever had was on a mountain bike. I used to love it. I used to train on my mountain bike in the winter for the road. We used to go on adventures into the hillsides. A lot of fond memories on a mountain bike. A lot of stories, not for this podcast, but that I could tell another time. But it's a brilliant sport. Kathrin, thank you so much for joining us on the Škoda We Love Cycling podcast, and hopefully I'll catch up with you in the future.
Sure. Thank you so much.